What is good, y'all? Happy Easter. Happy Easter. I hope y'all are enjoying this day that the Lord has made for all of us, y'all. Enjoy the family. Enjoy the time. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. Wherever y'all watching me, thank y'all. If I'm a part of your Easter day, thank y'all so much, because we got some stuff to cover and talk about today. And unfortunately, some of the stuff that I'm going to go over is very disturbing. So prepare your hearts. Prepare your hearts. And this is why I am so glad that I was a part of this history to vote Trump and his team in the administration, y'all. To God, we give all the glory. Okay. And he is working through this man to get what we need to get done. Normalize and bringing the normal back, because nothing is wrong with that. After seeing everything that we have seen take place these past few years, I am so excited for the common sense to bring Christ back in. We need more of him now than ever. And I've always been a God-fearing woman, and I don't care who's to know it. Yes, that's one person I do not play with, and that's the man upstairs. Okay? Point blank, period. Now, with that being said, y'all, we finna start this Easter Sunday off right. And what I'm about to show y'all is be careful how you treat people and how you talk about people. Don't try to burn that bridge, because you never know when you will have to see that person again crossing that burning bridge that you burnt or tried to burn. You never know when you see that person again. And what I'm about to show y'all, you about to see why I'm saying this. So with that being said, y'all, let's dive into the video. And then when we done, we gonna chop it up in the comment section, because I want to know y'all thoughts. Now, let's get into it. Coming straight from In Wokeness on X. If y'all want to follow this person, that's where you can follow him at. Let's get into it.
He's not going to be president. Donald Trump is not going to be president of the United States. Take it to the bank. Okay. I guarantee it.
All right.
I think if he's become
We're going to the bank, then.
Make it great, because the States is already great.
I think that man will be president of the United States right about the time that spaceships come down filled with dinosaurs and red capes.
On that note, Tom.
Well, we have to wait for that.
How about that?
Cheers, Tom.
And then, of course, there's Donald Trump. Donald Trump has been saying that he will run for president as a Republican, which is surprising since I just assumed he was running as a joke.
Laugh now, but they damn sure crying. Laugh now, but they crying later, y'all. Fast forward to 2025. Let's get it. In his first term.
Donald Trump, just last week, he confirmed to the National Review that he is again considering a run in 2016.
Do it.
And he did.
Look at me. Do it. I will personally write you a campaign check now on behalf of this country, which does not want you to be president, but which badly wants you to run.
So when you stand and deliver that State of the Union address, in no part of your mind or brain can you imagine Donald Trump standing up one day and delivering a State of the Union address?
Well, I can imagine it in a Saturday night skit. I continue to believe Mr. Trump will not be president.
He will never be president of the United States.
And we better be ready for the fact that he might be leading the Republican ticket next.
I know you don't believe that, but I want to go on.
Sorry to laugh.
Okay, here we are. And which Republican candidate has the best chance of winning the general election?
Of the declared ones right now, Donald Trump.
And so, right now, Mr. Trump, to answer your call for political honesty, I just want to say, you're not going to be president, all right? It's been fun. It's been great. I love you. But come on, buddy. All, let's say, cow poo-poo aside, there is zero chance we'll be seeing you being sworn in on the Capitol steps with your hand on a giant golden Bible.
I'll make a prediction, though, for you. And I don't really get into predictions much, but this one I'll go way out on a limb. Donald Trump
way out on a limb.
Never, ever be president of the United States. That Trump should not be in this race. He's an absurdity. He is a travesty.
Donald Trump will never be elected president of the United States.
Donald Trump is a here today, gone tomorrow candidate for president of the United States. Donald Trump is not going to be president of the United States. Ever respectful of the fact that the people have not voted, he's not going to be president of the United States.
Let's be clear. Donald Trump will lose the election.
I mean, he had a really good chance to be different and really have a chance to change things, but he doesn't do the work. He's lazy.
We talk about him every day, and we continuously bash him.
He's not going to be the president. Don't worry about it.
Exactly.
And we're coming to a point where if you're Hillary Clinton, you're honestly probably starting to think about not just whether you will win, but how big your win will be. And then you say that Donald Trump has the best day in the entire world, completely outperforms expectations, and he wins all of the toss-up states. He wins all 5 of those states, plus that electoral college vote in Maine that he's after. If he wins all of the toss-ups, which would be insane because nobody wins all of the toss-up states, even if Donald Trump did win all of the toss-up states, he would still lose.
To be a wake-up call to the Republican Party. Despite Boris thinking that Donald Trump could win New York, like this, the presidential race is over.
Could I just cut through? I have one thing to say, one thing only, and that is that this race is over. Tomorrow morning, the money will dry up. The Republicans will start to hide. Trump has no place to go. This race, effectively, as of tonight, is no longer a presidential race. I mean, everything I know about presidential politics, and I've been through 5 of them, I've never seen one like this. This race is over. You might as well accept it. And the question now is, how do you minimize damage? And the only way you can do that, it seems to me, is to try to grab hold of some old conservative value things and do what Mondale did in '84, which was try to save a few people down ballot. But as far as Donald Trump's concerned, it will never, ever, ever happen.
President Obama will go down as perhaps the worst president in the history of the United States! Exclamation point at real Donald Trump. Well, at real Donald Trump, at least I will go down as a president.
Well, yeah, you see my boys, they came up, they was like, whoa, Trump, 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 Trump. You know what I'm saying? They came to the front. Yes, my security, y'all. They want to know why their names was mentioned so much and why fast forwarding it to not only did he win his first term, but he won this term by a landslide. It goes to show you, be careful what you say and how you treat people, because you never freaking know. Y'all see this, and this is the beautiful thing about research and digging up old stuff, because it's always going to come to light. Y'all see this. Y'all see how they counted this man out. Y'all see how they put all these charges against him. The attempt assassination on his life, y'all. First president to get booked in Fulton County right here in Georgia, Lord, mugshot, all of this. And what does Trump do with it? He puts everything they tried to put him down with and puts it right in the Oval Office as a memory of how hard this man fought for this country and for the people, and how he will continue to keep on fighting no matter what they throwing at him. He's going to continue to go and fulfill everything this man has promised in this campaign and been promising for years. And we going way back in the 80s and maybe further than that. If you pay attention to Trump and what he was speaking about before he was even thinking, this was back in the 80s, how he was paying attention to the country. And a lot of people be calling him dumbfounded, like not necessarily saying dumbfounded, but not really paying attention. Y'all, this man was paying attention to this country a long time ago. If we really want to be honest, a long time ago. Now, granted, he may not know the whole, pieces and everything to the puzzle, but he had been paying attention. I just wanted to start Easter off Sunday showing y'all this. They counted this man out, but yet today, y'all can go ahead and go on in the back. Y'all ain't got to do nothing today. They just wanted to come up here and just be like, you know what I'm saying? Oh, you said you're going to stay? Okay, I'm going to leave you alone. I'm going to let you stay. But anywho, I just wanted to show y'all that because you just never know. You never know. And they had to, every last one of them had to eat these words up, chew them and swallow them back down. Okay. With that being said, y'all, we finna keep it moving. All right. We finna keep this thing going. My boy, Brian Donalds. Democrats were beaten so badly that they have left the opposing Trump for the sake of opposition. Let's dive into it. And this is coming straight from, let me get the credit where credit, well, Brian Donalds himself. On X, if y'all want to follow him, if y'all not already. Let's dive into it.
How did Democrats find themselves in this position so eagerly to align themselves with MS-13?
Honestly, because the Democrats have been beaten so badly by Donald Trump, the only thing they can do is oppose him, even when they're going to stand with a gang member who had a legal deportation order, was in the country illegally, and was deported. And they would rather stand with that person than stand with the American people who want criminal illegal aliens deported out of this country. The polling has said that consistently. Donald Trump won a mandate last November to do this, but they don't care. They're just so caught up in opposing Donald Trump, they don't realize that they're opposing the American people. So if Chris Van Hollen or any other Democrat wants to go to El Salvador to go have brunch with Kilmar Garcia, be my guest. But all you're going to do is lose more elections in the United States.
Point
How did
blank,
Democrats
period.
find themselves in this position so eagerly to align themselves with MS-13?
Honestly, because the Democrats have been beaten so bad.
So all y'all doing is really ending it for yourselves if y'all not seeing it by far. And like I said, there's going to be some disturbing stuff that I'm about to show y'all that y'all about to hear about, and the reason why Trump, well, this was one of his main executive orders that he signed when he got in office, is because of this. We do not want to see this. We don't. And for that being said, I'm going to mention his name, y'all. I don't know who else is running for Michigan, but Mike Cox is running for governor. If I'm not mistaken, I'm going to do a little bit more research and I'm going to have it in my next reaction so that for those who do not know him, you know him. It is very important that we need to do midterm, y'all. Pay attention to who is representing who and who is supporting who, so that you know when you walk in there, you know exactly who you're voting for, why you're voting for them. You have to do a background check like they doing background checks on everybody else. You have to know. No more going in blinded. No more going in, let me vote this person just because. Hell no. No. We've come too far. We have come too far to go backwards. Please say his name. Chris Van Holman. Probably said that wrong, but y'all get it. Say his name and vote that man out. We're going to keep it moving. Here we go, y'all. So we thought AOC disappeared for a while because her big mouth wasn't running or nothing like that. We had Jasmine Crockett to goddamn follow up with. She's saying all that stuff out the side of their neck. They all seem to be saying a lot of ish out the side of their neck, and it's not making sense. It's just bouncing off left to right. But this is what happens when you take a big L and you're trying to find something to grasp upon, something to hold on to. You can't. It's not working. It's not sticking. So give up, sit down, go back to the drawing board and see how y'all can figure out how to save the Democrats at this point, because you are losing big time. Okay. Now, I guess this person right here was one of the ones that started out with Jasmine Crockett, this lady right here. And I guess this is her last final say goodbye on MSNBC BS. You get what I'm saying? So she, of course, had to have her on here to say her farewells and her goodbye. And we're about to see how this turned out, y'all. Let's get into it.
As far as I'm concerned, he's a lot less criminal than the person that's sitting in the White House. Because last time I checked, he doesn't have any criminal convictions. I don't even think he has any outstanding cases.
Again, you see who they stand for. You see who they standing for, y'all. Not the people of the country.
versus the guy that still had cases pending when he was sworn in on January 20th and also has 34 felony convictions. So listen, I don't want to hear anything from the Republicans
that they put on this man. Come on now, y'all. Let's be real. Do you hear how ridiculous that sounds? We already know what their plan was and what they was trying to do. So you cannot compare that to a person who is really a criminal. Like, stop.
Republican Party about how they trying to keep us safe when their fearless leader is actually the biggest criminal thus far that we have seen.
And if we gonna call criminals out, hell, Elon Musk, shout out to him. Y'all criminals just as well as trying to make Trump be a criminal. All of y'all are criminals. Every last one of y'all. You want to know why? Because thanks to Elon Musk, we got proof. How y'all salaries is $170,000 a year or whatnot, but y'all millionaires by the end of the year, billionaires. Man, make that make sense. If that's the case, hell, you a criminal. Everybody screaming Trump is convicted and all this other type of stuff are criminals them damn selves. So hey, we want to point the finger. Let's point it. If we trying to be real, or we gonna sit here and be fake? Shut up, girl.
Because I haven't seen anybody with a rap sheet that looks like the president's.
Wow.
So I want to exercise a point of personal privilege right now. I'm going to play a really quick clip for you, Congresswoman, and ask you a question on the other side. Take a watch and listen.
BS.
My next guest. Joining me now is Texas State Representative Jasmine Crockett. Representative, so happy to have you here. I know you had a busy day yesterday. Well, Texas State Representative Jasmine Crockett, thank you for being here and thanks for all of your advocacy. We appreciate it. Okay, that was you and I 3 years ago. That was your first time on the Katie Fang Show. This is the second to the last episode of the show. Congresswoman, I wanted to thank you for always getting up and early and delivering it, but I also want to say thank you for your continuing support for democracy. It's definitely something that you have made your brand, and it's the integrity that you're bringing, and I'm grateful for you always.
Oh, wow. Girl, bye.
We'll miss you.
Move the lashes out the way so we can see the tears.
You can't
move the lashes out the way so we can see the tears and let us know that this is real. This is BS. And this is what's wrong. Y'all know how you got a lot of yes on the team. You ain't got nobody on the team that got common sense to say, no, hell no, this is not the way. This is not the way you should be going. This is not the way you should be doing your brand and all this other type of stuff. Later on down in life, it's going to bite you in the A. You got all these yeses on here that condone this stupidness that goes on, and it's not right.
And have me crying at the beginning of a show, Jasmine. Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett, you haven't seen the last of me. Thank you for being here and getting us started today. I always appreciate you.
Bye. Bye-bye.
Gosh.
Bye. Finally, let's keep it moving, y'all. The BS is real. Anywho, CNN panel is shocked to find out that their own polling shows Donald Trump has positive approval ratings on immigration. What? Get out of here. This is coming straight from at Doge__news, y'all. Let's dive into it.
About the polling, then I want to talk about another thing you mentioned, which is the optics of it. But on the polling, because I think this is important. He's right. Trump has his best favorability on the issue of immigration broadly. But can I ask you to explain something to me?
Please.
You have some polling that shows Americans would be okay with everybody being deported who's here illegally. There's also polling that asks more specifically, if you have been in the United States for 10 years, you paid taxes, you have no criminal record, but you are undocumented, do you support deporting those people? 63% oppose that. So how do we even make sense of these numbers?
Yeah, sometimes it's so interesting. You poll the public, and it turns out the public can hold conflicting views even within themselves, right? And it's part of my job to figure out, okay, where do they actually feel on the overall immigration picture? And I think it's important to note, as we have mentioned, is that Donald Trump's net approval rating on immigration is actually positive, which is very much unlike his first term. If you ask, are we on the right track or the wrong track when it comes to immigration policy, the plurality say that we're on the right track, which is very different from where we were just a few months ago under Joe Biden. So, yeah, you see those polling and you see it's conflicting. It kind of actually reminds me a little bit of the gun control debate, right? Where you see, oh, my God, 90% background checks. And then, of course, you look at ballot measures in places like Nevada and Maine. And then when it's actually on the ballot, it's basically 50-50. In my opinion, on this particular topic, what we're really talking about and the metric we should be looking to is is, do people like, when they ask, do you like what Donald Trump's doing on immigration? And if the plurality says yes, which is what's going on, then that's the number that I think is most representative of the public at large.
But there.
Now, here's my say on this, y'all. And I'm just going to keep it all the way 100. Okay? Because I'm listening. So if you were down here, okay, brother, if you were down here illegally, now here's the thing. Let's just say you came down here the right way, right? We know down here by now when mortgages due, we know when the mortgages due, right? Your insurance on your car, you know when that's due. Your license is about to get expired and stuff like that. You know that you get all kind of letters and stuff letting you know that you get these alerts and stuff like that. So here's the thing. If you've been down here for 10 years and you have filed your taxes and did all this, you know that at a certain time that you are here, you're going to get some type of notice, email, whatever, letting you know that, hey, something needs to be updated. It is on you, your responsibility to make sure that you are updating this paperwork and things like that if you are trying to stay down here. Now, for the ones who got down here illegally and didn't do the right thing and all that other type of stuff, no, send them back. I do not care, because there is a way to get in here and other countries will not play that ish. Okay, so why should we? Now, if you've been here and you came down the right way and something expired and stuff like that, that is pretty much on you, because you know that after a certain amount of time, you got to get down and go update this information if you're trying to stay here. Like, if you're not doing that, and then when that time comes, yeah, you're going to reap the consequences. So those are the consequences that you have plenty of time to update and get this information in. Hell. You ain't finna let you ain't finna stop not pay your rent. You ain't finna not pay your mortgage. You ain't finna not pay your insurance. You get all these notifications when those are due. So it's the same thing. Maybe a little different, but it's on you to do that. That's just my take on it. Let's keep it moving. Let's keep it moving. All right. Now, this is actually a resident of El Salvador, y'all, and he got some stuff to say. Okay, so I'm just the messenger. He said it, not me. With that being said, y'all, coming straight from America in girl, my bad, on X. Let's dive in here what he got to say. I'm just the messenger. Let's go.
Respectfully, if you're not from El Salvador, shut the fuck up. If you, for all those motherfuckers también that you never lived there, especially when se metían a los buses, when they used to get into the buses and robbed you at gunpoint or a knife point, when they used to take over your businesses if you didn't pay your rent to the gang members, when the houses were taken away from you by gang members because they wanted to use it as their, like, you know, their little kickback or whatever, with the women that got raped and killed, the kids that got indoctrinated into, they took their kids and indoctrinated them into the 18th Streeters or the Mara Salvatrucha. If you weren't there for all that shit, shut the fuck up. You don't know anything about human rights. You don't know anything about anything. Worry about your country and your bullshit that's going on in your country, and don't be worried about other people's country. You weren't there. When you're out of touch and you never experienced none of that shit, it's easy for you to talk. All these complainers, especially the Democrats, shut the fuck up. You don't know nothing about nothing. Just shut up. You only hear whatever they give you in the news and you run with that shit. Just shut up. No country is better than another country. Yes, we all know that. Not even the United States here. Not the shit that we go through here. But if you never lived through those times, you don't know what human rights is. If you don't know what it is for your own family member to get, assaulted, raped, killed by gang members or whatever, and now that El Salvador is free of all that shit, you don't know the difference, okay? Because you never experienced it. That's why you're out of touch. Just don't comment on shit you don't know and you never lived through. You know what I'm saying? Because when you never lived through something, it's easy for you to talk. Just shut up and move along, baby.
Now, he said what he said. Loud and clear. Say it for the liberals and the Dems in the back. Shut the F up. That's at Latino with Trump on TikTok if y'all want to follow him. Well, that's the Instagram. TikTok is the Ben Show, y'all. I approve of this message, Queen B, and I approve this message. Moving right along. Okay. Shut the F up. F around and find out. Okay. That's real talk. Say it louder for those on the left. We're going to get into it coming from Patriot Mom 717 on X. Follow her if you love to, y'all. Let's get into it.
So as you're celebrating Easter, just remember, the Democrats couldn't find a reason to go to North Carolina during the natural disasters, but those motherfuckers can go to El Salvador and try to save a Mexican gangster. Pieces of shit.
Coming straight from official JR.
So as you're celebrating
Hang on,
Easter,
y'all. Official JR Majusic. Okay? Official JR Majusic. If y'all want to follow him on TikTok. And where's the lies at? All right, y'all. I told y'all I had something very disturbing, and this is the reason why Trump and this administration is doing what they are doing and trying to crack down on things like this, because a lot of this takes place and have been taking place for decades. And someone mentioned in the comment section, like, where are the missing children? Keep the children in prayer, y'all. I said this before. Our children are under attack. Now, this story, I don't know why it's not getting the buzz the way it needs to get the buzz, but this is very, very, very hurtful and very disturbing to watch. I'm just telling y'all this right now. But the media is not showing it the way it needs to be showed. And that's what I'm here for. And that's what this channel is here for. So brace your hearts. Brace your hearts. Let's get into it. Remember this lady's name, and it's not a good name to remember. Erica Lawson sold her 17-month-old child to 6 men for money.
They are scum. They are evil.
A mother sold her 17-month-old daughter to 6 men in exchange for money. She was charged with a first-degree felony. On July 28th, 21-year-old Erica Lawson took her 17-month-old daughter, Elena Hembry, to a hospital where doctors tested the DNA of 7 different men who had already lost their lives. Her mother, Erica Lawson, was arrested as a result, and court documents show that Lawson allegedly admitted to selling Elena to at least 6 men who subjected her to terrible SA. Elena was later airlifted to East Tennessee Children's Hospital due to serious injuries. On Sunday evening, Elena was announced to have stopped breathing and passed away in the hospital on the evening of July 30th. And at least 7 different types of DNA were found in her body, which is really terrifying. She is only 17 months old, yet she has suffered these terrible things to an unimaginable degree. We hope to seek justice for little Elena. Lawson is being held in a Kentucky prison on bail of $1 million, but to my knowledge, she may not be convicted and may not even be punished. May the deceased rest in peace.
No, coming straight from the.happy6656, y'all. Very disturbing. Say her name, share this, and get this lady's name out. What do you mean not convicted? This is pure murder. 17-month, y'all. 6 different DNAs in this baby. Share this story. Justice. Oh my God. Coming straight from Wall Street 8, y'all. This is a judge who actually just left a courtroom from just hearing what MS-13 gang-related members do. I'm about to play this, y'all, and we're definitely gonna chop it up. I'm sorry, I just need to take a minute because that is just so disturbing, and people really sit here in let's get into it.
I am leaving the federal courthouse downtown, and I just saw MI-13 gang members from El Salvador who have killed about 20 people, and one of the lawyers told me that both of them have eaten a heart of one of their victims. Charming. It's just so strange. You all get due process. Even though I'm like, thank God the judge did not grant their lawyers' motions at all. It was scary to see them come out in their shackles. Frightening. And the judge was explaining to me this case has been going on since 2019, so there is no death penalty for these guys, so they will be sentenced. Unfortunately, we taxpayers will be paying for them to live in the jails here. If they were sent to El Salvador, I guess they would just go free, so that's why they're not doing that. I am leaving the federal courthouse down.
Crazy. Eating a heart. And this is the people that our tax dollars just paid to fly across the world to go protest and go talk to one of the members. And this is just one of the many gangs. This is, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is what they do. And this is what the mayor of Maryland just went to go visit, sitting down and having talks because of what? Why? Crazy. Well, y'all, in Bimbo News, here we go with your girl, Mrs. James, y'all. She started something, didn't think she was going to get looked into. Well, baby, they have been on it. Let me tell you. They didn't visit the homes that she claimed she had and realize that she ain't the one living there and all this type of stuff. This is the crazy thing. Be careful how you treat people and how you point the finger at people, because to my understanding, you did this to Trump. You see how far you can go and get with corruption, y'all? You the same lady that did this to Trump, and now your business is being exposed. Now we're being shown the real crooks around here. Check this out. Let's get it. Coming straight from Lynn BP _294, y'all. If y'all want to follow her on X, let's go.
This may be the biggest irony I've ever seen in American politics, that it looks like she's engaged in the same thing she charged President Trump with. I mean, you can't have your principal residence in Virginia and be the Attorney General of New York. Turns out you can't on a mortgage form say that your dad is actually your husband, and you also can't say that you got a 4-unit property that's actually 5 units. Those are the 3 things that it looks like she did over a long period of time, and yet she had the gall to go after President Trump. You got to be kidding me. So, yeah, I think this is real. We'll see. Her comments so far, she's been kind of quiet. Of course, she does a typical thing the left always does. The left will they'll always accuse us of what they're doing. And the other thing they always do, the left will tell a lie. Trump did something wrong. Big media will report it. Big tech will amplify it. And then if you tell the truth, they call you names. And that's exactly what she did. I think she called President Trump and his administration bullies for simply pointing out that it looks like she lied on these forms, and she did it to get better terms and a better rate on the loans. So she was doing it for personal gain, and you're not supposed to do those kind of things.
Keep talking, Mrs. James. Keep talking. Here we go again, y'all. Coming straight from at Lynn BP _294 on X. It just doesn't stop. Keep digging, y'all.
This is an unbelievable story tonight. It appears New York's Attorney General has lied about her principal residency, lied about rental income, lied about the number of units in a townhouse she owns to gain a lower interest rate. Also indications she flew private on taxpayer dime for campaign events, and claimed that her dad was her husband for special benefits on a mortgage. Tish James, who spent the last few years alleging Donald Trump's business was messing with asset valuations to get lower interest rates, has allegedly committed fraud to get lower interest rates.
Running for Attorney General because I will never be afraid to challenge this illegitimate president.
I'm not afraid of Donald Trump. You can come after me, but no enemy, nothing formed against me will perish. I'm not afraid of no president. Donald Trump, we're ready for you. We're coming for you.
Trash.
Facts coming straight from AP _DGA. So you mean to tell me, hang on. So you mean to tell me the very stuff that you was doing, you put it on him and was messing with him, but you was the whole time doing it. You was the whole time being corrupt. Crazy, huh, y'all? The whole time it was her. It was her. Wow. Anywho, let's keep it moving. At Kate K1. The hypocrisy of AOC and Bernie is through the roof. Do as I say, not as I do. Let's dive into this. Let's get it.
Every one billionaire that backed President Trump, Kamala Harris had 2. 9 of the 10 richest counties in America are represented by Democrats. 65% of Americans making over $500,000 a year today are Democrats. 75% of hedge fund managers who make political donations donate to Democrats, and 95% of political donations from the top 3 management consulting firms go to Democrats. Meanwhile, President Trump absolutely crushed with Americans who make under $100,000 a year. The Democrats are the party of the wealthy. And Donald Trump is representing the working class because he simply lifted the pro-worker elements of the Democrats' agenda when they abandoned the working class to cater to their rich base. This is all performance art. And what's so upsetting about it is they are being paid by the American people to serve them, and they are doing nothing of the kind.
Okay. Well said. Now do y'all see why they huffing and puffing and trying to blow houses down and doing all of this other type of stuff, y'all? They're trying to save their pockets. They could give a care about the country. They can give a care about you, as we can see that. We can see that. Shout out to Elon Musk. I'm going to keep saying in the Doge team. Shout out to Chris Von Holen, the one that's going to fly across the town with our tax dollars to go save a member that is with the most disturbing gang in the world right now. Flying across, wanting to sit down at the table, but couldn't even go to the parents of Rachel. Couldn't even go to the parents and sit down and see how she's doing, or any of these parents here that witnessed a crime that happened to their children and their people, their loved ones. But you have the audacity to show us real time who you really stand for and who you care about. Yeah. Unfortunately, y'all, we were the ones keeping their pockets fat, and they're being exposed, and that's getting messed up. So, yeah, of course, we finna be talking and saying all this other type of stuff. Well, on the good news coming straight from Benny Johnson, y'all, one of my boys, breaking. Oversight Chair James Comer says he is blocking Democrats from using taxpayer dollars for trips to El Salvador. Good, good, good. Ta-da. Ta-da. Stop playing with us. Let our tax dollars go to what we voted Trump for to do. Put it right back in our country and protect the citizens here and protect our country. Not flying across town with convicted people that are already like, come on. But no, that's good. Keep showing your true colors. Because come mid, and when it's time to vote again, y'all keep all this in mind. Don't forget it. Write it down. Take a picture, screenshot it, whatever you got to do to keep all this stuff in mind when it's time to go vote and see who really got your back. Let's see who really got your back. And if y'all relying on these people, I don't know what to tell y'all. With that being said, y'all, we've been having win after win after win after win. So y'all know I'm finna end it right here. Why don't want me to click in it? Okay, well, y'all see Trump winning. It won't let me click in it to make it big, but this is how I'm ending it, baby, because we winning right now. Let me see. Nah, it ain't gonna let me make it big. But I appreciate y'all for tuning in, kicking it with your girl. Y'all share the story of Erica Lawson and what she did to her 7-month baby, because it is not out there enough. That is sad, that is painful, that is hurtful to watch, and that is messed up. Pray for our children because they are under attack. I hope y'all enjoy y'all Easter Sunday. That is it for your girl. Let's chop it up in the comment section. I want to know y'all thoughts. I'm out.